It's really easy to differentiate who will like look at your post just for your photos and who will actually care.
Ballin' like I'm Kobe, 2 for on my jersey. I stay with the homies, they pop out if you heard me. I might cop a rollie for all the hoes who curb me. When I pull up swerving, that's the Lamborghini Mercy. I might do the dash, going fast in the coupe.
What up, guys? Welcome back to the Dawnview interviews. Today I have a special guest. I've been trying to get her on for a couple months before I did this the Zoom interview type things. I was doing a podcast, but anyways, she is an Instagram model.
No,
Instagram model.
no, I'm doing an interview. No, it's my roommate. You're good. Do you want to redo that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Set. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the Dawnview interviews. She's an Instagram model, a filmmaker, and a writer. Okay, you know, I first got her on Instagram by sending her a DM, and she responded. I tell you, it's possible. It is possible. Anyways, her name, I don't want to butcher it, is Tekla Daniels. Hey, Tekla. How are we, girl? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm really good.
How's your quarantine going? Like, what have you been doing during this
Quarantine has been actually really good for me. I'm not gonna lie.
Was it a weird transition coming from like going outdoors and stuff to having to be mostly indoors, or was it kind of easy?
I think it was really challenging at first because I am very much a people person. And so not being able to be outside and with, all of my friends, it's just like a lot of intense anxiety for me being inside a lot. But I've been doing a lot of like, I guess soul searching in a sense. And so a lot of like meditating and just being with my thoughts. And the more I do that, the more, I guess, comforting it's been.
That's dope. So what got you into modeling and pursuing a filmmaking? What got you into that?
It was honestly all I could ever think about doing ever since I was younger. Yeah, I kind of always just knew what I wanted out of life. I always had this particular goal, like this dream. I knew what I wanted to do and who I wanted to be. And so, and I'm very thankful that I have parents who supported that too.
Yeah.
And
No, oh yeah, that's one question I want to ask. Is it so? I want to butcher it. Are you from an Indian background, right?
I'm Sri Lankan.
Okay. Is it difficult? Because I've had a lot of friends who are Indian. Is it difficult for them to, I guess, accept some like if you want to do like the regular traditional route? Are they usually easy? Like, are families usually like, oh, go for your dreams? Or
For me, like, my mom was more traditional, like, be a doctor, be a lawyer, an engineer. But my dad was like, go ahead, do whatever you want. Because my dad, he actually wanted to be a music producer. And he never got to pursue that dream. He went the more traditional route. And so because of that, he wants me to live out my dreams. And my mom, she knew that she could never change me or influence me. She couldn't like make me choose to go to the traditional route. And so yeah, they've just always supported me.
That's dope. So like I remember we talked and like you're from oh my God, you're from Oregon, right? Is
Mhm.
it is it it is there a strong of a film influence in Oregon, or is it like not really,
Yeah.
like you have to venture out?
In Portland specifically, there are a whole bunch of Netflix and Hulu, and even Amazon productions that are in town. and it's actually quite easy to get in the industry here.
Where do you see yourself in like a year, 5 years, 10 years from now? Do you see yourself still building your brand? Do you see yourself in modeling, acting? Like, where do you see yourself?
So in high school, I really wanted to be an actress. But now that I've had more experience with doing production, I'm more so interested in going the production route. I do want to release a book of my poetry, a book of short stories.
So like Harry Potter type thing, or you want to like?
I don't know. I think I also want to dabble in screenwriting too.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so I have many options. I just don't know which one I want to do first.
Is there someone in the screenwriting or writing industry that like you look up to, or that like you might be inspired to be like, oh, I like J.K. Rowling, I like this screenwriter?
That's a really good question, actually. There's really no one specific, but I have noticed that there are a lot of Netflix TV shows and Hulu shows that are based off of books. And that's something I've always wanted to do for as long as I can remember. I've always wanted to take a book and turn it into a TV show. Instead of having a movie, just have it be a TV show. And I think that's my strong suit. That's what I would prefer to do.
That's dope. So like what type of books or what type of movies would you want to make, or influences you to make?
So personally, I have never been into action or sci-fi or fantasy, which kind of sucks because I want to be, but there's just something about like the non-reality aspect. I just can't relate to it, like because it's not something that's real. I just get bored with it, or I just can't concentrate on it. And so I find myself being more attracted to like dramas or comedies or coming of age stories, something more emotional, something that can tell a story.
So like I'm gonna give examples. For a movie, The Notebook, basically. And then for a TV show, maybe Empire, maybe Breaking Bad, stuff like that. That's like real.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's good news. That's good
Yeah.
news. So like, do you see yourself with this passion, with this desire, and do you see yourself making an actual like brand, like an IP? And to piggyback off that, do you see yourself moving to places like Hollywood, New York, Florida? Because like I know Portland, Oregon has influence, but the main source of the influence is from the Hollywood like.
Yeah, there are a lot of people in Portland who are like, Portland famous, but they do go on to move to New York or LA or elsewhere. And so for my brand, in building my brand, I do want to have like a recognizable name and all of that. I want people to know me and know what I do. And if that does include me moving to LA, I would take that jump. Because I feel like Portland is almost too comfortable for me in a sense. And I really do like bigger cities, and Portland almost has like a small town vibe to it. Like everyone knows everyone. And so I do want to explore LA. Yeah.
That's dope. So have you been to Los Angeles? How you like the vibe compared to Oregon?
I have been, and I love it.
Because I'll be honest with you, LA, like I've heard stories about it, like it being so like I'm from California, but I'm from like the suburban part of California. So a lot of people would say, "Oh, California, the girls and people are fake or whatever," and I thought that's okay, that's kind of true. But going there, that's completely true. I mean, I remember one time I had a conversation with a girl. She was doing coke, as we're
Mhm.
having the conversation. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it was at a party that I was getting paid to do vlogs, and the we were deep conversation. All of a sudden, she's throwing his coat. And I'm like, hold on.
Mhm.
It's a Saturday. It's a normal Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love LA because I have friends there already. So I do have genuine people there that I know. But also, I don't know. I feel like it is so big that I might get lost in a sense that my dream just won't be heard because of
Mm.
the other people there who also are trying to live their dreams. And it really does depend on if I can find like a job opportunity there.
And
Because I,
it's also who you know. That's one thing. Like,
yeah,
I don't know in
yeah.
Oregon, but I spoke to
Mm-hmm.
someone a while ago because I have a lot of mentors over the years, and they told me back in the early days, like the 50s, 60s, if you want to be an actor or be a celebrity or model, it was what you can do. It's how you
Yeah.
look. Now it's what you look like, your follower count, and who you know. If you know the
Mm-hmm.
right
Like who
person,
can help you out? Yeah,
if you know,
definitely.
because like on the social media side, I see a lot of creators who do nothing who are big. I see a lot of rappers who just say the same thing who are big, and it's because of their follower count, who they know, and
Mm-hmm.
how they're and what they're willing to do to get there. And that's the scary part too, what they're willing to do to get
Yeah, yeah.
there. Yes, because it's like because so like in Oregon, is it the same way or is it more? Is it a different atmosphere or lighter
I,
to
s- I feel like Portland is still kind of clicky in the sense that people just tend to like stick together and people already have like their solid group of people that they stick by. Um, and so it can be hard, but to be honest, in Portland, the more attractive you are, the more clout you have, the more social media famous you are, like you'll be fine. You know, like people will recognize you on the streets and all of that, or at the store or whatever. It's really weird, actually.
oh
Mhm.
damn, that's crazy. Like on the social media apps, now diving into social media apps, what app are you mostly on? Let's say on Instagram, you're like you have like a Instagram model vibe to it. Is like what is the strongest platform that you're on, and what do you want to direct your time to in the future or currently?
Oh, so I'd say I put all of my photos on Instagram. Um, but I feel like I talk more about my feelings on Twitter. And I don't post as many photos on Twitter. Um, which is interesting. And I've been starting to post more personal things on my Instagram, not just photos of myself, but like just like my poetry. I'll upload pictures of that just so people can see that I'm not superficial, you know, that I have other hobbies. And on my Twitter is definitely more personal and I'm very blunt. I just talk about anything, no filter whatsoever. Talk about all of my emotions, all like, you know, negative things, positive things, just whatever. So,
So on that note,
mhm.
on what is your following on that platform?
So on Twitter, I have like 4,700.
Okay, so like are they a following that cares about you as an individual? Because like you're saying how you post stuff that's real and that's raw to you.
Mm-hmm.
So from that context, are they people that care about you that really want to? Oh wow, I really want to see what she's talking about, or really get what she's saying or whatever.
It's
Do you have that vibe?
really it's really easy to differentiate who will like look at your post just for your photos and who will actually care. Because I've noticed a lot of my followers will like reach out to me after I talk about personal info and they'll like send me a message or they'll send a comment and it's a lot more than I expected, to be honest.
That's dope. So,
Mhm.
who you see her? is there a big following of like young girls? Because of course, you're a young woman in like mid-20s. Do
Hmm.
you have a big influence with them, or is it kind of vary, or is it men? Or
I've actually heard, I've had so many messages from young girls from like my high school back in my hometown, people that I graduated with. Just I've even like random girls that I don't know but they know of me. I've just had so many comments and messages about how I'm an inspiration to them and that I help them uh, know how to love themselves and accept themselves. And I think that means so much to me. It's incredible, honestly.
so is that something that you inspired to do as well? Do you aspire to be like a role model in a sense, like someone that girls could be like, oh, I want to be like her. I want to be
Oh,
like strong. I
yeah.
want to be
No,
independent, and I want to be
definitely.
a brand.
And that's kind of the reason why I started posting more like self-love posts and body positivity posts is because I wanted to influence other girls because to be honest, ever since I was in middle school, I was just always surrounded by negativity about women's bodies, always. Like, even in my friend groups, like, my friends just would talk so badly about themselves. And I'm like, um, it's not helping me, it's not helping each other. And so for me, I kind of started out with having like this fake confidence, and I had to like fake it until I actually felt confident, and that's what
Oh.
helped. Hmm.
And what made you gain confidence? Like what made you gain that like power?
I think once I got out of high school, I started to grow into my features more, and I started to like look at my face differently and just appreciate how I looked. And I noticed all of my like unique traits that no one else has, and I learned how to appreciate that.
Mm, that's good. So with that, is being an Instagram model something you also want to build as a brand, or is that just something that just happened?
It was just something that happened. I wouldn't even consider myself to be an Instagram model. I just consider myself to be someone that posts photos of herself, just for fun. But it turned into something else. It just kind of grew into that. And I would be interested in pursuing print modeling, because I have helped out my friends with their portfolios and everything. And so, yeah, that is something that I'm interested in.
Oh yeah, and speaking of that, you also were connected with my man Mood, who also
Yeah,
has
yeah, yeah.
has a brand and stuff. That's
Mm-hmm.
dope. You had any and any words of wisdom or any inspiration for young women or men out there who inspired to pursue filmmaking or to leave from their hometown or just to be be empowered or be okay, be themselves? What words of wisdom
Yes.
or what
Okay.
key nugget?
If you are from a hometown, leave and just do not come back. Like, you can come back and visit your family, but if you come back to live there, it's a trap. You will not make it out, to be honest. You really have to go move somewhere else and just be on your own for a bit, and it'll be scary to find yourself in a new environment where you don't know anyone, but you have to go through that process of like discovering yourself on your own, even though it's not going to be comfortable, because you will grow into yourself very fast and you'll realize that the rest of your life isn't going to be comfortable and it's going to be constantly changing, and you're just going to have to adapt to it no matter what life throws your way.
That's oof, oof, that's deep. No, yeah, because so like the reason I bring it up, well, of course I bring it up every interview, but I also bring it up because I don't know if you follow like a lot of YouTubers, but there's a
Yeah.
YouTuber by the name of, do you know David Dobrik?
Yes.
Yeah, so David Dobrik, he did the same thing where him, his friends just left they just went to LA and
Mm-hmm.
just stayed there. And what he stuck by when he first moved there is this. And I want to ask you this question. Do you believe that it could be California or any major city? Do you believe that as long as you stay there for at least a year, like you'll be all right? Because when David Dobrik found out, there's a lot of his friends and family that moved with him or that moved there gave up and went back to their hometown.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you believe that it's possible if they stay no matter where they are, if they stay for at least a year or so, and just grind it out? It might not be the best living situations. They might be coming from like a 5-bedroom home to like a 1-bedroom apartment or a studio. Do you believe that if they just stuck it out?
I believe that 100% because I have seen people in my life who have moved here to Portland from a small town and they just couldn't stick it out for that long. They couldn't make it a year and then they just go right back and they're just still not happy. But I've seen people who have not had the best time living here in Portland, but they've still stuck it out and they've grinded it out and it ends up working out really well for them because they've started to find themselves and become better people because of it.
Yeah. And that I really take into consideration. Oh, sorry. Because like it's kind of like if you have like there's one thing I really there's one thing. Sorry, I'm going on a little tangent. There's one thing I really respect about people from like hometowns or whatever or different states that are not really well known or that are well known but not for like the industry.
Mm-hmm.
Is that you guys are willing to like stick it out, like really like grind, because I'm from California and it's kind of the equivalent of a rich person and a poor person. A rich person won't have the grind to move up really as much so as a person who's on the street who's grinding it out. And I learned that because there was a time in my life in high school where I lived in like a 5-6 bedroom home and I didn't have the grind like I do now in like an apartment home.
Yeah.
Because before I was like, I'm relaxed, you know, I got all this space and stuff. I'm gonna film a little later. But then when I'm in the smaller space, I'm like, hey, I want to get out of this. And I'm grinding and stuff. And do you see that a lot with your friend group? Do you see that a lot with yourself?
Yes, I do, definitely. Because now my parents have always supported me throughout college, but now that I'm about to graduate and I'm about to be on my own, I see how much harder I do need to work for myself to sustain myself, and that includes making big changes like working on my work ethic and just not being lazy and being more motivated. And you really just have to teach yourself to have determination and motivation even if you haven't before. And I don't know, it's just a lot, to be honest.
So like, what is your plan moving forward after college? Like, do you have a set vision in mind? Do you have something you want to do? Just start out and get out.
Yeah, so I originally wanted to do videography for the Portland Trailblazers for their season because they do those internships every year. But because the NBA is like on hold right now indefinitely, I'm just like in the waiting game, in the waiting process. But there are still a lot of film jobs I could do online or just from home, you know, doing pre-production for movies, scheduling and all of that. So, and even like editing and writing always. So I'm just gonna see what I can do from home and just kind of wait until everything, you know, sorts out.
Well, Tekla, okay. First of all, I want to put it out there. Your name sounds like Tesla.
Mm-hmm.
When I say it, it's dope. It's pretty cool. Anyways, I appreciate you being on. It's been a while. I was trying to get you on for the longest. I'm glad I was able to officially get you on this new series of mine. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this interview. This is the fifth, by the way. Yep, fifth interview I've had so far. So you are the third female I had.
Amazing.
And the fifth interview I had.
Nice.
That I had posted, so they see the fifth interview I've done more. Thank you for being on. And thank you everyone for watching. See you later.